Chelsea fans, welcome back to Talking Chelsea. Welcome back to another match preview, the last match preview of the season, the biggest match preview of the season. Chelsea go away to Nottingham Forest Sunday at 4 p.m. and play the same time as everyone else to see if we can secure Champions League football. This is the biggest final game of the season in Chelsea's recent history, which will secure Champions League football. The last time a game was this big and had so much riding on it was 2003 when we played Liverpool at home and we won 1-0 with a Jesper Gronkia goal, which not only saved the club, but also guaranteed us Champions League football. So in this video, I'm going to be predicting Chelsea's starting 11 to beat Nottingham Forest and secure Champions League football.
And before we get into the video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you are a Chelsea fan who enjoys Chelsea content. We're on the road to 10k by the end of 2025.
So let's get into this predicted Chelsea 11. Obviously, we're starting off in goal and we are going strong with Robert Sanchez, which are two words I never thought I would say in the same sentence. But Robert Sanchez is Chelsea's #1 goalkeeper. We know this. He's secured his place under Enzo Marasca. And to be fair, in 2025, he has massively improved, picking up more clean sheets, making less mistakes, and hopefully he can continue that going into the last game of the season. His distribution is whack. We know that. And hopefully we can just get a 10% increase of that being better, and all of a sudden our sort of goalkeeper becomes another level because his distribution is woeful. So let's hope he makes no silly mistakes like he has been since the turn of the year and pulls off some world-class saves when needed. Hopefully he has a quiet game because we can dominate this game. I don't know if we're going to dominate it, but we can at least try because Forest are going to come out the blocks. They need these points too because they are also fighting for Champions League qualification. Now, when it comes to the left back, there's only one choice for me. That is Mr. Marc Cucurella. Now, in recent reports and all the latest Chelsea news videos that I've been doing, thank you so much for the love and support on those, by the way. You guys have been loving them and I've been loving having conversations with you in the comment section. There was a report saying about Caicedo and Palmer being the only players that are untouchable and everyone else has the right price. And I feel like that was kind of said with an element of truth, but with also not involving some players that definitely need to be in that list. And for me, one of those players that need to be on that list is Marc Cucurella. Best left back in the league, in my opinion, has been all season. He's been so consistent. He scored so many goals for Chelsea. He's Chelsea's top goal scorer in 2025, which is extremely worrying, but also amazing for Cucurella, knowing that he can provide goals and assists from his position in this system. Now, Enzo Marasca has to play his strongest 11 in this game because in 3 days' time after this game, we then have the Conference League final, and we're going to have to play our strongest 11 in that. There is no change, no chance for rotation, unless, for some miracle, we go out and play Forest tomorrow, we are 3-0 up at half-time, and then we can start rotating a few players just to make sure that they can rest their legs for the final. But I don't think that will be the case. This is going to be a very entertaining game for a neutral, a stressful game for a Chelsea fan and a Forest fan, but I do feel like there will be lots of goals. Now, going into the centre-back partnership, for me, there is only one partnership that we can use for a game like this, and that is Mr. Levi Colwill, because we know that Enzo Marasca loves him. And again, for me, he's been on fraud watch for most of the season. He's had good spells, bad spells. But I have to be honest, he has developed, again, from the turn of the year. He's played a lot better. He's had some better performances, less mistakes. And, you know, look, we know he has a very high ceiling, lots of potential, and he's still very young and he's developing. But you can kind of see why Enzo Marasca does like him. When he can start get on the ball and make those line-breaking passes, he is fantastic. And can't really argue with that. His line-breaking passes are a cheat code sometimes. So if he can pull some of those off tomorrow, that would be unbelievable. And partnering him is going to be Chalobah. Now, I would go for someone like Tosin because I think he's been solid. I think he's been consistent for Chelsea. He's not the quickest in terms of a recovery pace, but as a defender, he's very cool, calm, and collected. He's good in the air. He's good on the ball, and he has that experience, which, you know, this Chelsea team have been craving for certain parts of the season, certain games when we needed it to get over the line. However, Chalobah has played so well since returning to Chelsea, and while he was at Palace this season, that he's got his first England call-up. So congratulations to Trev. That is amazing. So we're going to be partnering Chalobah and Colwill, and I think they're a good partnership. Obviously, the go-to partnership is Colwill and Fofana, but Fofana is, you know, injured as always, as he's made of glass. Chalobah has been fantastic. We know that he can play right back when needed. We know that his strongest position obviously is central, but he can also cover that right-hand side quite comfortably. So I like Chalobah. I think he's a fantastic player. I'm hoping that we don't get rid of him in the summer. The way that Chelsea have treated him has been an absolute joke, in my opinion. But hey, we move. Going on to the right-back position. Now, we could do the whole Caicedo playing at right-back and inverting. I don't think so. Not for this game. We have to play Reece James. Reece James, when fit, is incredible. We know this. The amount of moments that he captures as a captain, how he's just world class. Look at the goal he created against Manchester United. We needed a moment of magic. He created it out of nothing. That Berber spin, that little chipped pass into, or like the chipped cross into the goal, into the box for Cucurella, right on his head. Didn't have to do anything really. And it was a good header for a finish, but Cucurella just had to be there, you know. Fantastic player, and he's going on the longest stint of being fit since under Thomas Tuchel, which is an amazing thing to see. Enzo Marasca's done very, very well in his game management of managing Reece James, wrapping him in cotton wool, getting him to play, still playing as many minutes as possible, but not risking injury. Also trying him in that inverted role, or playing him in midfield in the Conference League, which I know a lot of people are on the fence with, myself included. But he has to play right back. This is a game where he plays right back. This fixture last year, he also set up Nicholas Jackson with an incredible cross to seal the victory there. Can he repeat that? Let's hope that he can. Now, moving on to the double pivot. We are obviously going with Caicedo, Chelsea's Player of the Year. And it's also a disgrace that he isn't even nominated for Player of the Year or Young Player. I think he's too old for the Young Player of the Year. I'm not entirely sure. Either way, not even being on the short list is wild to me. It just shows to me that whoever picked this panel that picks players don't watch football, because, I'm not disputing with the players that are on the list. Again, most of them are warranted. A couple of them are questionable. But how is Caicedo not in that list? He's been so good for so long now. And if you watch Chelsea week in, week out, you just know he's the best DM in the world right now. He's incredible. The only person you'd put above him is Rodri, who's obviously been injured and he's just come back from injury. So it'll be interesting to see how he bounces back next season. But because Caicedo is just unbelievable. So we're expecting a standard Caicedo performance tomorrow, because his standards are incredibly high. And partnering him is going to be Mr. Enzo Fernandez. I don't know why I keep saying Mr. We know that they are. But Enzo Fernandez is having a fantastic season. There's been a load of reports and news and headlines about him going to Real Madrid, but that's all been squashed. He's happy at Chelsea. He's part of the future of Chelsea. He's part of that core. Caicedo, Enzo, Palmer, they're part of that core for the future. He's an incredible midfielder. We're seeing the best of him this season with 20 GA. Can he cap the season off with an assist or a goal? It would be absolutely limbs if he can do that. So let's hope that he can. Now I'm going to do the number 10 because we know it's going to be Cole Palmer, right? We're going to go with the number 10, Mr. Cole Palmer. And again, he's had a very strange season. A good season overall when you zoom out and look at it. 15 goals, 8 assists in the Premier League is very, very good for a number 10. Obviously not Cole Palmer's standards that he set himself last season, but he was in some out-of-this-world form for an entire year. He has had a dip in form. He has still been, finding his way back to that. He's still been very integral in games, controlling spaces, creating opportunities, and he's still been picking up assists and goals here and there. I'm hoping that he can end the season on a high, whether it is a goal or assist or both. It would be limbs if he could do that, because we just know how integral Cole Palmer is to us winning, and how integral he is to this system, and how well he plays as well. He's a confidence player, but he's also just a maverick, given the ball, and he creates moments of magic. I'm hoping that he can end the season with a goal or an assist or both. It would just be unbelievable if he could do that. Now, when it comes to these remaining 3 positions, this is where it gets very difficult because we have no Jackson. Now, there were reports from, the latest press conference from Enzo Marasca, Guilloin and Nkunku aren't fully fit but have been training and will be available for the Nottingham Forest game. Doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be fit enough to start, but I can see them getting minutes. So that means, who do you play as the number 9, which means who do you play on the wings? Now, I'm going to go with what I feel Enzo's going to choose in this moment, because there is a bit of variety. You could have Tyreek George as the number 9. You could have Neto as the number 9. You could have Tyreek George on the left. You could have Noni on the left. You could have Sancho on the right, Sancho on the left. What I feel that Enzo Marasca is going to do, if Nkunku and Guilloin aren't fit, is he's going to play Sancho on the left. He's going to play Noni on the right. And then he's going to play Neto as the 9. Now, if I'm going to be honest, I'd be happy with that, because I think it works. I think it can definitely get the job done, especially in transitions and quick counters if we have the opportunity. Nottingham Forest are not going to sit back. They're going to come at us, which actually goes in our favour, because the style of football we play, we struggle against low blocks. Now, are Nottingham Forest going to be compact? Of course they are. But they're still going to have to come at us to try and get the result. And when they break, that leaves space for the transition on the reverse. And that's where the players like Madueke, Palmer, Neto, and even Sancho, who's not the quickest winger, but definitely is a good... he could find space and create chances. we can exploit that. Neto's blistering pace, especially on the counter, unbelievable. And the fact that he's both-footed, he can shoot left or right, is amazing. And he plays okay in that 9 role. That's what I feel like Enzo Marasca is going to do. In an ideal world, what I like to see is Madueke on the left, Neto on the right, and Guiu start up front. Now, that may be a bit bold, but I want Guiu to get his chance because he's unfortunately missed this golden opportunity to play a lot of Premier League minutes and showcase what he can do with Jackson's injury for that month and a half, because Guiu's been injured for a lot longer. And now, again, he has the period where if he was fit, he would have played the last game and this game because... well, the other option we've got is Nkunku. And I just don't want to see Nkunku play this last game. He doesn't want to be here. He's lazy in his pressing. And he's just not been a great player this season. Yes, he's had moments in the Conference League, fair enough. But in the Prem, he's been non-existent. Might as well play with 10 men. So that is what I would do personally. But I feel like this is the 11 that Enzo Marasca could go with. And this will guarantee us Champions League football by securing the win. Where are the goals going to come from? I feel like Enzo's got a goal in him. Palmer's got a goal in him. Madueke's got a goal in him. I feel like Neto's got a goal in him. Mate, I feel confident. I'm nervous, excited, but I'm confident about the game tomorrow. But that is the Chelsea 11 that I would select for the Nottingham Forest game. Let me know your thoughts down below. Do you agree with this lineup? Do you disagree? Would you play players in different positions? I'm curious to know your thoughts, and I love having a conversation with you guys. But the biggest question of all is, do Chelsea win and secure Champions League football? Can we rise to the occasion and get it over the line? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. I love talking to you guys about this football club. And if you have watched this video all the way to the end, firstly, you're a real one. And I mean that. You're a real one. But secondly, there'll be a thumbnail appears on the screen. So if you are a Chelsea fan who enjoys Chelsea content, make sure you click that thumbnail because you'll enjoy that video too.